Oklahoma City and south of Tulsa, but now we're seeing storms develop into parts of North Texas. I'll have more on your Valley forecast coming up a little bit later.
I understand the seriousness of the allegations, no doubt about that.
The images here are just astounding.
You know, is accused of exposing her new breast implants to a group of kids and performing a sex act on a teenage boy at a bar mitzvah party. Kevin Kennedy has the graphic details.
Even though thousands of people did survive this storm,
she's also accused of other sex acts with the.
But that doesn't mean this will be cake for the defense. Halverson says they've got their own challenges to overcome, like Hunter's alleged abusive past.
And I just ask that the release conditions be reasonable.
the ground, you don't need much.
Pero el Consulado de Guatemala ya confirmó en Arizona. Se incluyen delitos de índole sexual relacionados con menores, asaltos, secuestros, prostitución, comercio de drogas, solo por mencionar.
Forcing him to pull the 85-year-old to safety.
Do I get to go to your recess too?
Just after sunrise on a typical weekday.
Doubt to get a guilty verdict.
Okay, so Halverson says one of the things jurors are not supposed to do is speculate about what may have happened to Jesse's body. He says that's also going to be another big challenge.
However, I do have my side as well.
Of the season. So much of.
Went on a deadly shooting spree in Mesa.
A seasoned storm chaser like the cameraman here. Just imagine what a gamble is. They're parked under an overpass in this video as the twister just rolls by.
So we're live in the newsroom. I'm Kevin Kennedy, 12 News.
Kev, thanks. New tonight, a former surprise man is due in court tomorrow.
At least for tomorrow, if not for the rest of the week. 10 of them have no power right now, guys.
Yeah, all that damage in such a short period of time. Thanks, No Hay.
And let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Amber Sullivan. She's been tracking these storms since they started.
And Amber, have things calmed down at all in that part of the country tonight?
Listen, it's still very...
Thank you, Brandon. This was in the wee hours.
The reported
radar still firing up these storms through the plains and into the Midwest, and we have active severe thunderstorm watches in the pink here, stretching from southeast Oklahoma all the way up into southern Illinois, and the threat is not over for tomorrow. In fact, right here in that line of fire, we're talking eastern Oklahoma up through Arkansas, kind of the same area that got hit today. More tornadoes are possible tomorrow as we track that severe weather threat. Of course, we're also tracking our own local forecast. The details on what to expect right here at home still ahead. Too.
I do have my side as well within the whole story, and I just ask that the release conditions be reasonable so that I can be let go.
Pleading for leniency, a Scottsdale yoga instructor facing felony charges accused of performing oral sex on a teenager. Police say Lindsay Radomski also flashed several boys during a bar mitzvah pool party. She later invited 17s into a bedroom, allegedly prompting them to fondle her breasts, even allowing them to film it with a cell phone. She faces 23 charges in all. She admits to exposing herself, but says she doesn't remember anything else. Once she's released, she'll have to wear an ankle monitor until her next court date, which is April 1st.
The trial now underway for the mother of Jesse Shockley, who that's
coming back in.
Continuing to perform surgeries and creating more victims.
They make their case to the Arizona Medical Board.
I beg your help to put a stop to more innocent people being hurt. It's just not right.
Banco, titular cualquier documento.
Meses enteros nunca se dio con su paradero.
Y son los comisarios del...
The testimony continues tomorrow morning, and you can follow Elizabeth Irwin on Twitter for live updates from the courtroom.
We are learning a lot more about last night's breaking news. A Vietnam veteran shot and killed by a police officer in Glendale. Cops say Joseph Tassinari pointed a gun at a woman.
However, that wasn't the whole story. On July...
Never, as a parent, even considered that a school district would take...
No one was hurt, but we are told the dad got...
our children like that.
It is ill.
I couldn't grasp why.
Be sure to keep in touch with me on social media, story ideas, questions, or comments, Facebook and Twitter. It's Troy Hayden, Fox 10. We'll be right back.
Fox 10 News is brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's...
Put the officer on leave. We should learn the officer's name tomorrow. A tricky inmate who walked right out of jail just pleaded not guilty. We broke the story about Shane Hoke. He called the jail he was in and pretended to be with the city records department. Somehow he convinced the staff at the Gilbert Chandler Unified Holding Facility that he needed to be released on bond. A week later, though, he was recaptured and now he's expected back in court May 13th.
In Glendale, order returning to a Valley complex tonight after bees swarmed the neighborhood, attacking the people who live.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Dunn here. We are tracking the latest developments.
Ghani is live at that apartment complex tonight in Navita. Neighbors say they thought this bee problem had been taken care of.
Well, Steve, a beekeeper was actually out here at this complex earlier today near 67th Avenue Northern to get rid of this beehive, but that upset the bees, causing firefighters to come out. They used the foam. You can still see some of that right here on the ground to kind of calm the bees. Meanwhile, people did whatever they could to take cover.
People feeling more comfortable to be outside just hours after chaos swarmed their complex.
Kids were screaming, crying.
They were trying to get away from a cloud of bees.
They're just everywhere.
Fire crews showed up to try to get the situation under control.
The firemen came in, they said to go back in.
And as they worked, a line of cars grew just outside the complex, people waiting to get back into their apartments. This woman was able to make it inside using a secret weapon to get by the bees hovering.
It's your job to protect the public.
Now, Layton's attorney also wrote some of the patients who complained to the Arizona
Avenue and Baseline. No word on what started this, but crews hope to get it out by morning because the smoke is nasty and it's going over neighborhoods. And those who
again.
We got stung right over here as I was running, just fighting them off through the.
Abandoned his post in Afghanistan, held captive by the.
Before he was able to find shelter.
And that one woman who was taken to the hospital, I'm told she got stung so many times that she actually had to retreat back to her car to get away from those bees, but I am told she's going to be just fine. Steve?
Yeah, so many of them so aggressive this time of year. Thanks so much. You know, many bees are actually homeless right now, but they're house hunting in record numbers, and it's not swarms of them doing it. In fact, just one.
And I cut the rope.
Being a Marine myself, and his reaction to it, his overreaction, I would say, caught me by surprise.
Franchise owner Steve Lanini says it was an unintentional mistake that could have easily been fixed had Marzaleno
forecast
and traffic updates.
Or a brand new retrofit, and rest assured that a fully
rocosas y enigmáticos vórtices de energía.
Sedona es pura magia. Es una especie de burbuja en el mundo donde están pasando muchas cosas y
30 meses. Ven a Nissan.
Vienen aquí anualmente no solo de vacaciones, sino a curar su cuerpo y su alma.
He visto a personas con enfermedades crónicas que han llegado aquí.
Attitudes from Lazy Boy. Live life comfortably. It's the Red Hot Home Sale with the
99. Plus, get 60 months free financing.
House Charities. You'll feel
de ella, así que comienzo a subir la cima de uno de los vórtices más famosos, la catedral. No sé si es el vórtice o la belleza de este lugar, pero de repente se apodera de mí una repentina sensación de libertad. Pero entonces, ¿qué es realmente?
Star Safety, rear view camera.
Here's what's coming up at the Mesa.
We started with the family of the most. Jen asks, what's your My Incredible VIB?
And apparently he couldn't get back inside. Meanwhile, today recovery workers combed through the
face a dishonorable discharge, reduction in rank, and forfeit all of his back pay. The case now goes to a hearing.
RV, Motor Trends.
Classmates at Desert Mountain in Scottsdale will finally go to the Science Olympiad State Championship.
I used to dream about the speech that I would give to my team after we won first place. I'd recite it in the shower.
The students compete in different science events, building devices, and taking tests.
When I was a freshman, being really shy and quiet, to as a senior being a little bit more outspoken.
His chances at getting a job at home aren't far-fetched. A 2012 study shows Arizona will have 166
Wildlife investigators are now searching for the group.
In health news, a surprising new study finds an alarming number of doctors keeping something from their patients. The Alzheimer's Association looked at 2 years of Medicare claim data for 16,000 people. They reached out to those patients and asked whether their doctors ever diagnosed them with Alzheimer's disease. Well, they matched the patients' answers to their medical records and the diagnostic codes used to describe their care. The finding?
Found out that the baby had what's called hypoplastic left heart syndrome.
Just click on this story. In Scottsdale, Lindsay Reiser, CBS 5 News.
We have been hearing a lot lately about the valley's housing market bouncing back, but thousands of homeowners are still underwater. And according to a recent
heart surgeries in the first few years of his life.
The first one
can also be embedded elsewhere online, and for comments, posting about a story on another site could show up on Facebook. At least 4 websites are partnering to test it. Other changes, you'll be able to reply to messages using other apps. Developers can build programs to control more devices with Facebook accounts, and they can now see who is interacting with their apps.
Well, a picture of a mom in her bikini while on vacation has gone viral, and it's all thanks to her powerful message about postpartum body image. Mother of 3, Rachel Hollis, wanted her husband to take a picture of her new monogrammed bikini top. She posted the image on Facebook and Instagram. She also wrote a lengthy caption about her body and why she wears a bikini, even after carrying 3 babies. She wrote in part, quote, "They aren't scars, ladies, they are stripes, and you have earned them. Flaunt that body with pride." The picture, as you can imagine, has been shared on Facebook. Get this, over 367,000 times.
Good for her. Of course, a lot of people are now shopping a little early, maybe, for swimsuits and things like
way
that.
early.
Because pool season is here, whether we like it or not.
The kids have already asked me, right?
Yeah.
And I said, no, we need like a week of triple digits before we can get in the pool, because the water is still cold.
Still cold.
Look at it. We've got warning.
A baby, if they book that babysitter at the very last minute.
All right. I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I am going to try.
Be strong.
Here goes.
6 degrees was our, it's current.
Creas esa maquinita que te produzca
La fuerte crítica es que a pesar
in. We currently have most of the valley, in the low to mid 70s. Check out Wickenburg and Cave Creek a little farther out to the north. Those outskirt areas have dipped down into the upper 60s, but the rest of us still holding on to the 70s. And as we look across the state, 70s all to the west as well. Bullhead City down into Yuma, low to mid 70s in these locations. 59 in Sedona, 35 in Flagstaff, and 41 degrees currently in Show Low. Skies virtually clear. We have a few high clouds that have kind of snuck into that northwest corner of the state, stretching out to the northeast, kind of pushing right down there over the last couple of hours, but there isn't a whole lot else to really track across our area. Winds still a little breezy in spots after a very breezy, if not a little windy day across much of our state, and the winds are going to be an issue in some spots tomorrow as well, particularly along the Colorado River Valley, northwest portions of our
all over the country, teen girls are having a different reaction.
They are, but Mark, you're in trouble. That tattoo you got?
You know what?
Yeah.
They warned me not to get it.
I told you not to get it.
I know you did.
Yeah, all right. Well, tomorrow's spring training forecast looking pretty good, just as good as it was today. We're going to see temperatures just a little bit warmer, though, 83 to 88 around that 1 o'clock time frame, but lots of sunshine. So do remember to take your sunglasses, a hat, and also wear some sunscreen. Here's a look outside tonight. It is gorgeous out there. We've got clear skies, light winds, those winds that were strong today up in northwest Arizona, Mojave County, around Bullhead City, Lake Havasu City. Those winds have calmed down tonight. And
90 our high at Phoenix Sky Harbor tomorrow. That puts us right around the mid-80s at spring training time.
Trough of low pressure is going to be getting on out of here to the east. High pressure will now replace this and become very dominant here as we head into the weekend. And with that, we're expecting some very warm temperatures by the time we get to the weekend. So warm that we may actually tie a record on Saturday. Right now,
cars don't fly.
and then on Sunday, we may get close. 93 is the forecast high and 95 is the standing record. All right, here's a look at your travel weather for tomorrow. More problems with
in those mid-90s through the weekend, and we will get a little bit of a cool down for the start of next.
With plenty of sunshine, 42 in Chicago. More rain for Washington, D.C.
Answer a question today. Why would that be news? We see for ourselves in sports. Paul Calvisi.
Books are
Across the valley, 62, clear skies, winds light. Tomorrow, 90 will be the high temperature. So keeping in mind 79 is the average for this time of year. So this high pressure really is keeping us well above that normal, and it will continue to do so all the way through the weekend. We'll see an area of low pressure kind of weaken this high pressure, so we'll dip down to the upper 80s on Monday, and then we're back to the low 90s by Tuesday and Wednesday. That's your weather. Cameron, over to you.
You know what, Kareba? I figured it out. One Direction, the breakup, it affected the Suns tonight.